New this morning, a shooting involving an officer overnight. And again, Albuquerque police is the department involved in a week that is shaping up to be just brutal for city cops and their chief.
The shooting went down on the far west side of Albuquerque. It's where we sent News 13's Samantha McDonald. This is at 60th Street and Central. I know, Sam, you're going to get to some graphic video in just a moment, but I just want to warn people that if they don't want to see that, now is the time to turn away.
That's right, Matt. APD Chief Gordon Eden was out here at about 1:30 this morning. He said a man came out of his house and shot at police, who then returned his fire. We do have video of last night's shooting. It was posted on YouTube by a man named Bob Cornelius. It is graphic video. We do want to warn you. You can hear the shots being fired. Now, the investigation into the shooting is in the very preliminary stages. What we do know is that 9:07 last night, officers responded to a call about a man pointing a gun at a juvenile. When police got to the complex on 60th Street and Avalon Northwest, the suspect exited an apartment with a gun and fired the weapon. An officer or officers returned fire. The suspect was rushed to the hospital. His condition is unknown, and the officers involved were not injured. Again, all of this information from police is preliminary. We will give you more details as soon as they become available. Back to you.
All right, thank you for the update, Samantha. That shooting came down not long after hundreds of protesters here took to the streets in downtown Albuquerque calling for change at Albuquerque's police department. Demonstrators marched straight to police headquarters, outraged over the shooting of a homeless camper, James Boyd, that happened back on the 16th, along with other police shootings.
Albuquerque PD! You are guilty!
The guy didn't have to die.
All right, disturbing video right here. Another warning for you from APD officers. Its helmet camera video shows police shooting Boyd as he appears to be turning around. In this case, APD Chief Gordon Eden says officers fired because Boyd was threatening a canine officer, a police dog, with knives. Initially, Chief Eden called the shooting justified, but on Monday, Mayor R.J. Berry said the chief misspoke, and Eden later agreed his comments were premature. Of course, this all comes in the middle of a federal investigation into the culture at APD. Now, later today, there will be a closed-door meeting between the federal government, the Department of Justice, community activists, and family members of people shot by police here. The meeting is closed to the public, but we will have reaction here on News 13 later today from people who are invited to that meeting. You'll also be able to get that at KRQE.com.
City Council appointed task force studying civilian oversight of APD is also calling for a change. The idea behind the task force was to make the Police Oversight Commission more effective. Well, yesterday, members condemned the police shooting in the foothills and urged the council to move quickly on the recommendations.
I don't think we need to wait for another shooting to happen before we start to set up some new policies that are going to prevent this from happening again.
The task force says the Oversight Commission must have real power to deal with police. They want the commission to be independent with its own funding and staff. The City Council has yet to act on the task force recommendations. We will have continuing coverage on everything having to do with all APD shootings, including today's DOJ meeting right here on News 13. We will also have the very latest online at KRQE.com.